From the moment Jaeyi was born, her life seemed destined for perfection. She is beautiful, talented, and wealthy. When Jaeyi was young, despite her many talents and achievements, her father was not very impressed with her and prioritized her older sister over her. Seeing this, Jaeyi pushed herself to study relentlessly, not even taking bathroom breaks, in her pursuit of her father's approval. Her father tested both of them, and Jaeyi emerged victorious. As punishment for her sister, he forced Jaeyi to strike her with a stick. Jaeyi then cried in her bed, saying she didn't want to hurt her sister but also didn't want to be hurt herself. Her father told her that one day, she would be the envy of everyone and that someone would try to bring her down. With this in mind, Jaeyi decided to distance herself from everyone, including her own sister. Jaeyi felt bored whenever they went to church each week because she believed she had nothing to confess. So, she came up with the idea of doing something bad just so she would have something to confess to God. The more bad things Jaeyi did, the more she looked forward to going to church each week and even began to find it enjoyable. Jaeyi then took Seulgi to her father's hospital and gave her a new uniform, which Seulgi finally accepted. Suddenly, Yuri and Choi-kyun arrive unexpectedly, prompting Jaeyi and Seulgi to hide in a cabinet. Jaeyi laughed upon hearing them gossip about her, but when they started talking about Seulgi, she quickly covered Seulgi's ears to keep her from hearing. Yuri and Choi-kyun then stepped out to get coffee, giving Jaeyi the opportunity to help Seulgi escape. Before leaving, Seulgi handed Jaeyi her father's university keyring. She then went to her father's wake but was approached by a man who pointed out that her bag was open. After Jaeyi and her friends finished their tutoring, Jaeyi's father offered to send them home. When Jaeyi and her father were left alone, he mentioned a transfer student who had been at the top of her class in her previous school, and Jaeyi immediately knew he was referring to Seulgi. She told her father not to worry and to simply ignore Seulgi, assuring him that she was not her competition at all. At home, Jaeyi opened a box containing a bracelet engraved with her sister's name, along with a pendant identical to the university keyring Seulgi had just given her. After taking a bath, Seulgi suddenly remembered the man who had approached her earlier. He was the same man who had attended her father's wake and introduced himself as the doctor who had operated on him. Seulgi unconsciously followed him to the hospital, where she hid and saw the doctor talking and whispering with Jaeyi. Upon realizing that he was Jaeyi's father, she couldn't help but feel a bit envious of Jaeyi for having it all. The teacher then announced that Nari, Seulgi's classmate who had been sitting beside Jaeyi, had quit school. Seulgi then gathered her things and asked Jaeyi if she could sit beside her again, shocking everyone.